Hello and welcome to Midnight Scribe's Creative Vibes, where we speak to the best of the bronies and discover what makes them tick. My guest tonight is a fan of MLP and especially MLP toys, so much so she collects and reviews them on her YouTube channel. She's also a cosplayer and artist and has attended a variety of conventions around Europe. Now I'm delighted to welcome EraPony to the show. Era, how are you doing?
I'm fine, yourself?
I'm pretty good, can't complain. I want to talk a bit about yourself because that's why you're here. We're here to interview yourself, and of course your main thing is your YouTube videos where you review your toys and so on, and you review MLP toys and Monster High toys as well. So what is it in particular you like about those range of toys and plushies?
Well, My Little Pony, I actually got into the show before I started collecting the toys. When I was a little kid, I had a couple of the G2 ponies. My mum had got me them for Christmas, and as I said, I got into the show through friends. I remember I was actually still in secondary school at the time, was off school, sick, and I thought, right, I'm bored, what do I do? Watched a couple of episodes of My Little Pony and thought it was actually really good. The first pony I bought was Rainbow Dash. I remember I was actually still living up in Stornoway at the time, and I had a very short, very small part-time job. I just remember saving up my money and going to this little toy shop up the road from my house and buying a Rainbow Dash and being really excited about it. And my collection just grew from there, and I actually like My Little Ponies because, actually, I'm not sure why I like them. I'm not entirely 100% sure why I like them. As I said, I think they're cute, and a lot of the ones that they've made that are based on characters from the show, they've done like collector sets at Toys R Us and that, and a lot of the ones that are based on the characters from the show and the collector sets are quite good, and it's quite nice to have a variety. I think I'm just going on. What I've realised as of recent though is Hasbro has been a little slow with the releases. Like, a lot of the ponies in most of the current waves have just been the main six over and over again. They need more variety. As I've said, the collector set they released at Toys R Us, they've done a couple of them now. They've done 4 of them actually. The first 2 were pretty good because they had a load of exclusive ponies, and the most recent ones haven't been the best. Hasbro really needs to release more ponies based on characters from the show. They've only released 1 boy pony. They've only released Shining Armor, and a lot of people have said to Hasbro there needs to be a big Macintosh pony, like a brushable pony, because it would make more sense. It'd be a lot nicer to have more boy ponies because it's all girly ponies they've got at the moment.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if they had more boy ponies, I suppose it would appeal more to guys as well and remind them that it isn't just, dare say, a girl show, because obviously that's kind of what My Little Pony has a bit of a reputation for being.
Yeah, well, the thing is, from what I remember, Lauren Faust said it was actually aimed at boys and girls, the show itself.
Oh, of course, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what they were aiming for. And, yeah, no, precisely. It's one of those things that I just find quite intriguing about MLP. I mean, obviously, it's kind of ended up with a fan base that it wasn't necessarily meant to get, and the show has been doing quite well in trying to sort of build on that. But I wonder whether they'll actually try to expand the range, and particularly the toys in 2016, because with the movie coming out soon as well.
Aye, and you asked me why I collect Monster High as well. I actually got into that through a friend as well. I find the concept behind Monster High really interesting. I mean, they're supposed to be the children of, like, movie monsters and monsters from folklore and mythology, and I find that concept really interesting. They're probably the sort of dolls I'd have had as a kid if they'd existed, because when I was younger, as I said, I had a couple of My Little Ponies, but I wasn't really into, like, Barbie or anything. I did have a couple of Barbies, but I think my sister cut the hair off them or something. Or I might have done that myself, I can't remember, but they weren't really a big thing that I was into. I wasn't really girly. I'm still not a girly girl. As I said, I collect ponies because I like the TV show and I think they're nice and everything.
Well, that's a good reason as any to collect anything like that. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I do remember playing with Barbies once or twice, but I remember I had Action Man, and I wasn't, like, I remember having this Action Man, and I don't know the name of the model, like, what type it was, but it was an Action Man on a sort of small bike with, like, a sort of chain, and it was a useless thing, because you think that you've got your Action Man on your bike, and you're going to go, tackle Dr. X, whoever it is, and you'll save the world. And every time I tried to do anything with it, it fell off. So I suppose the question I want to ask kind of based on that is that, like, I don't know how to review a toy in terms of saying how is a toy good, how is it bad, what makes or breaks it. So how do you go about reviewing a toy?
Well, I'm going to say this now. I don't know if you were going to ask this later on in the video, but my channel, before I started my channel, I watched quite a lot of toy reviewers. There's a couple on YouTube that I watch. The main one I watch a lot is Bin's Toy Bin. I don't know if you've heard of them or if you've watched any of their videos, but I've watched them quite a bit. I've been in correspondence with them for a number of years now, and they basically inspired me to go ahead reviewing toys. Now, whenever I get a toy to review, whenever I buy something to review, I always take a look at it in the packaging first and think, how will this look out of the packaging? How good will it be out of the packaging? Does it look like it'll break easily? And I try to judge like what sort of features it has and is it articulated or whatever based on how it looks. Because I mean, a lot of dolls that have Monster High dolls, they have full articulation. You can see that in the box. You can see that on the dolls when they're still in the box. That's something I actually didn't know about the Monster High dolls until I actually bought one and took it out of the box. I didn't know they were fully articulated until I got my first one. That was 2 years ago. The My Little Pony toys, they're like, some of the ones that I've done, just the basic ponies, they're fairly easy to review because they're basically just a solid lump of plastic, 1 point of articulation, and that's it. Whereas for the Monster High dolls, you have all the full points of articulation. I just end up showing them off all on camera. With the ponies, yeah, it's just the 1 point of articulation.
And yeah, you were mentioning there about how you were looking at toys in the box and like seeing how they could break easily, and and the features it's got on it. Like, and you kind of implied there that you unboxed some of them.
Yeah, I don't unbox toys on camera. When I'm doing a video, I'll just show the toy off in the packaging to the camera, show off the packaging, and just say to the viewer, just say, right, I'm off to unbox this. And then once I've taken it out of the box, because the thing is, a lot of the dolls, like Monster High dolls, and some of the Equestria Girls dolls have a lot of like twisty ties and plastic tags and stuff that take forever to cut. I remember in one of my recent videos I was unboxing some ponies, and they were actually tied into the box with some plastic ties that were really hard to cut. So it took me forever to cut them. I didn't really want to do that on camera. So if I'm unboxing toys, I do it off camera. So I don't spend forever faffing about trying to get them out of the box.
Oh, definitely, especially while trying to record as well, which would be a bit of a pain at the best of times.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't, as I said, I wouldn't really want to do it on camera because I mean I record my videos on my webcam on my laptop. I don't have a proper camera. I thought when I was first started doing videos, I thought, well, I want to do videos, don't have a camera, might as well do it on the webcam on my laptop. I know the quality's not the best, but it can still record and it can still pick it up decently. But one day I actually hope to have a proper camera and a tripod and everything. But still, I wouldn't unbox things on camera because, in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time.
That's fair enough. I mean, so what toys in particular that you've bought and reviewed, have there been particular ones that you've gone, oh, this is an excellent toy, I love this particular one, or you've gone, I don't know why I've bought this is horrendous?
Trying to think back. As far as I remember, I actually haven't reviewed any of the Equestria Girls dolls on my channel. I've got a couple that I need to. I've got about 4 actually sitting in my cupboard that I need to review because I realised I haven't actually reviewed one on my channel yet. Even though I've got 5 of them. I need to get around to that. But I remember, this is somewhat related, I remember when I bought my first Equestria Girls doll. This was before I was doing reviews. The first one I ever bought, the quality on the original ones isn't the best. I just remember taking her out of the box and thinking, wow, this is kind of rubbish. Plastic on this isn't the best. The articulation, they aren't fully articulated. That's something I actually like, as I said about Monster High, is that they're fully articulated, whereas some other dolls, the Equestria Girls in particular, they're not. They only have like 2-3 points of articulation. And I think one of the videos, well, some of the toys that I've reviewed, I have actually really liked. I remember the first Monster High review that I did. As I said, I'd been collecting Monster High before I started doing my YouTube channel, and I remember going back and looking at my first video. I rewatched it recently, and I looked at it, and I realised how nervous I actually was on camera. I'm a bit more confident now, but I was somewhat nervous when I did my first video, but I just remember having fun doing it because it was a Monster High doll, and I love Monster High, so it was quite fun taking this toy out of the box and showing it off and playing with it on camera.
Well, I remember you mentioning it in your main 6 plushies video when you said you had the set, that you go to bed with your Twilight Sparkle plushie?
It's actually Pinkie Pie. Twilight Sparkle is sitting on the bedpost in my bed.
Ah, right.
The rest of the main 6, Twilight Sparkle's sitting on the bedpost in my bed. Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Applejack. I've got this big pop-up hamper thing, like one of these pop-up hampers you use for put your washing in. I actually went and bought one recently. I just filled that with plushies because I've got too many plushies to put on my bed. But Pinkie Pie, comes to bed with me. She was given to me by a friend in the US for Valentine's Day nearly 3 years ago, actually. And she's come to bed with me every night since I got her.
Oh, that's lovely.
And this friend of mine, he's no longer into My Little Pony. But I've said to him, I've still kept this plush that you gave me, and she's falling apart a little bit. And she's a bit discoloured now, but she still comes to bed with me, and she's sitting here beside me just now.
Oh, is it quite cuddly then, Pinkie Pie?
Yes.
I might need one for my bed then. I could always do with a nice plushie to hug at night.
Yeah, I bought a Rainbow Dash one actually for one of my friends in Germany for his 18th, because he didn't have any pony plushies, so I thought, right, I'll get you one for your birthday. So I got my Rainbow Dash one that sits in his bed, and he's quite happy with it. So
you've mentioned a fair few international friends there, and you were just talking about how you got your Pinkie Pie from a friend in America. I mean, in terms of getting toys, like, do you import then, or do you use like contacts around the world to try and get toys to you?
Some of the stuff that I've got, I do buy in the UK from mainly Argos now. Actually, Argos seems to be the best place to get ponies, because I do try going to Asda and Tesco regularly, but at the current moment, my Asda, my local Asda, my local Tesco don't have much in, so Argos seems to be the best place for me at the moment. But if there's something I can't find there, because sometimes in the US they get exclusive stuff in like Target and Walmart and whatever, and it very rarely makes its way across to the UK. If I can't find something in the UK that you can get in the US or whatever, I will ask a friend, because I've got a friend in the US who has been a vendor at BronyCon for about 2-3 years now, and he does 3D printing. And since he lives in the US and he's able to get this stuff for me, I just say to him, hey, would you mind getting this, that, and the other for me? Tell me how much it is and pay you back later. And basically that's what happens. I ask him to get stuff, he tries to find it for me. If he can get it, he'll get it for me. I pay him back and he sends it across to the UK.
Oh, fantastic. And it's great to see that you've got people around the world who are able to help you out with that. With friends that are able to, buy their toys to you and help bring them all together. But you seem to have toys in basically all walks of life. Like you were talking there about how you get like this, you try and get toys in like this Walmart and Hot Topic and that sort of thing, the kind of exclusive toys. And I know you've got a fair few MLP toys that come from Kinder Eggs.
Yeah, I do actually. It was the beginning of August. Well, actually, this was announced before August. I think it was Ferrero announced they were doing My Little Pony Kinder Egg toys. But a friend of mine sent me a link to some article, I think it was on Equestria Daily or something, and she was saying that they were going to be doing these in Kinder Eggs, and she said, I hope they come to the UK, because we'd been wanting something like that for quite a while. Then we found out they were going to be an exclusive in Germany when they first came out, and my friend had heard I was going to Germany on holiday, so she said, try and find some of these when you're in Germany then. So I remember when I was in Germany, actually, I think it was like the first day I was there, I remember going and buying some Kinder Eggs. Unfortunately, in the first one that I bought, I didn't get any ponies, but I think I must have eaten over 50 Kinder Eggs trying to get the whole set of pony toys. Because there's 8 of them. There was 4 ponies and 4 Equestria girls, and I just remember eating so many Kinder Eggs. I've actually got the full set of 8 now, because 5 of them I got myself and 3 of them were given to me by friends. Because I bought a load of Kinder Eggs back to the UK for some of my friends, and I actually gave a box of Kinder Eggs to one of my friends, and she opened one of the Kinder Eggs. It was an Equestria girl. She thinks the Equestria girls are quite creepy looking, so she just gave it to me and just said, there you go.
I just like the idea that you came through customs with 50 old Kinder Eggs in luggage. Just like
the thing is, when I went to Germany, I didn't fly. I took the train. I actually had to get the train all the way down to London to get the Eurostar over, and then get the train into Germany. So I didn't fly. So because I don't fly well, the train was actually quite long, quite annoying. But I actually, in a way, I quite liked it because I got to see more scenery, and it was nice looking out the window and seeing the countryside in Germany and that. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, when you're on the train, especially when you're going, across England, France, Germany, you get to see all sorts of great sights. If you're in a plane, you get to look outside and go, ooh, cloud.
Aye.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah, that's something else I don't like about flying. So it was nice going on the train and looking out the window and seeing the countryside and all the city lights and everything. It was lovely.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to bring this back into the sort of MLP world for a second, just because, because obviously that's kind of how we're here, we're both fans of the show, and, I just want to ask you a few things about that. They're your basic cookie cutter questions, but always interesting to learn. I mean, firstly, favourite pony?
Oh, goodness. When I first started getting into the show, it was Rainbow Dash. Pinkie Pie grew on me slowly, as did Rarity, so it's hard to choose between those two. I'd say Pinkie Pie or Rarity, I can't choose.
Oh, that's fair. Don't worry, I'm not going to force you to choose. Don't worry, we're not that sort of show. So I'm guessing, is there a particular favourite episode you've got, perhaps one with those characters?
Not really. I mean, one of my favourite episodes actually is the one in Series 4 that Weird Al guest starred in.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favourite episodes. That's one of the best episodes of Series 4, actually, I'd say.
So how did you become a fan of MLP? I mean, I know you touched on that briefly earlier on, but how did you come to be a fan of the show?
Yeah, at the time I got into it, one of my best friends was into it as well, and she said that she enjoyed it at the time, and I was thinking, why are you into that? It's for little kids. But I watched it, and I thought it was really good when I first watched it, and my interest in it just grew from there.
And did you fall in love with the show quite quickly, or is it kind of like a slow burn sort of thing?
Yeah, I actually got into it quite quickly.
You're like all of us, have an episode or two, and then before you know it, you're hooked.
Yep.
But I tell you what, I've got one last question as well. Well, actually, I've got a couple of last questions, but there's one in particular I want to ask you, if you're all right with this, because this is one that I know you've got quite strong feelings on. I think you might have quite an interesting answer for. Because normally what I tend to do is I tend to ask people who are on the show, what is that noise? What is that?
That would be my Skype going off. I should have. Right.
It's got an interest. What is that tone? I mean, it's quite interesting.
The sound clip of a character from this show that I watch. A friend sent me a while back.
All right. You seem to be skirting around what the name of the show is. Is that because you don't want to tell us, or is it
Strange Hill High?
All right. Oh, Strange Hill High. Intriguing. And what's the thing the guy's saying?
I actually can't remember what it is he's saying. I'll have to listen to it again and tell you.
You just gotten so used to it. There's just kind of the background noise now.
Aye.
Oh, that's fair enough. And look at that. And he cut me off in the middle of my vaguely serious question there. But no, what I was going to ask is, normally when we have guests on the show, we ask, how did you get into the show? And then we usually ask, how did you get into the fandom and what you think of it? And I know you've got quite an intriguing view in it, because I know you're a fan of the show and you're a fan of the toys, and that's come across in what we've done. But you're not a brony, and you've deliberately kind of separated yourself from the fandom in that respect.
I am not particularly into the fandom. I've got a few close friends who are, but as I've said, I'm not, just because there's too much drama in it, especially after the Series 3 finale. That's when a lot of the drama started, actually, in the fandom. After Twilight Sparkle became a princess, so many people were just like, why did they do this? The show went down... Apparently a lot of people are saying the show went downhill after Lauren Faust left, and in a way I kind of agree, because there are some things about the current series, well, in my opinion, it's kind of lost what made it good to begin with, but there are some strong points. That's just my opinion. Take it with a pinch of salt.
No, listen, everyone's opinion is important, and and if definitely there is an element of drama to the community. I mean, I think it would be, daft of us not to acknowledge it. And especially since, obviously the kind of ethos of My Little Pony and of Friendship is Magic is meant to be, love, tolerance, acceptance, friendship, those great things. And certainly some of the fandom, or a chunk of it, have lost their way. But, who knows? Maybe there may be a chance in the future that will come back round again. And it's certainly great that there's people like yourself and the other guests we've had on who are promoting that in their own way. And, and you do, especially for the toys that you review as well, because, it's absolutely fantastic watching your reviews and seeing how you just go through it and show your enthusiasm for these toys. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually, as I said earlier, it's taken me a while to build up confidence to do that. Because, as I've said to you in the past, I think I've said that I have Asperger's syndrome, and I find it really hard sometimes to speak publicly. I enjoy it sometimes, but a lot of the time when I'm recording a video, I tend to muck up. I tend to accidentally say the wrong thing, or swear, or do something not particularly, scratch my head or something like that on camera, and I don't particularly like that. So, I mean, as I said, I've tried to keep my channel as safe for work and family friendly as possible, because my channel's aimed at older children and teenagers, so I don't really want them to hear me swearing. And that's also actually why I have a separate Twitter feed and Facebook page linked to my YouTube, because my own personal Twitter feed. Somewhat not safe for work, so...
No, that's...
I don't want young children going onto my Twitter and seeing the things I post on there. I mean, some of my friends from university follow me on Twitter, and I mean, they're not particularly bothered by what I post on there. But if anyone from watches me on YouTube finds my private Twitter feed and just sees all this, I'm just worried. And I'm just thinking, what would they think of me?
Oh, don't. I think we all have moments like that, definitely. But I tell you what, we need to wrap up the show there just now because we're actually near the end of the runtime. But how are you feeling? We've made it to the end. It's gone well, I think.
Yeah, it has. I think so. I've enjoyed it, and hope my answers have been substantial. And I hope you've understood what I've been saying.
Oh, listen, I've heard every word you said. It all sounds great in this end, and it's been great having you on. I mean, you've been given some great answers. I like the sort of how forthright you've been about it as well. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm really glad you've enjoyed yourself. But I've got one last question for you, which is, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, on YouTube, you can find me at EraPony Productions. On Twitter, the one that's linked to my YouTube is EraPonyTube, and on Facebook, the Facebook page I have for my YouTube channel is also EraPony Productions. Alrighty,
so what we will do is we'll put all those links in the description below, so ladies, gents, you'll be able to go and have a look at those links and see what Harriet's doing. And of course, all the stuff that we didn't actually cover in this episode, like I had loads of stuff on cosplay and your art and all the rest of it. But who knows, maybe in a future episode we'll have to have you on and cover the second half.
Okay, that would be lovely.
Oh, who knows what will happen in the future seasons. But I tell you what, we shall wrap up the show there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to get in contact with us, of course, we're on Facebook at Highland Bronies, and we're on our YouTube here at Highland Bronies, where you're watching this video right now. And of course, we've got our Tumblr as well, which you can find on our Facebook page and see all our posts there. And our email, of course, which you can use to get in contact with us if you've got any sort of... if you've got criticism, have you got some good points you'd like to make? Are you perhaps just a fan of me and my poofy hair? Feel free to send a fan mail. I love all of it. If you perhaps as well, if you're a guest, if you want to be a guest in the future, if you're a creator, musician, artist, blogger, newscaster, fisherman, whatever you want. If you're a creator in the community, get in contact with us. Who knows what will happen? But thank you all for watching. It's been absolutely great. And the final word from Midnight Scribe is, as always, please subscribe.